That's it. That's it. That's all he has. That's all he has. So Dame's a guy where the accolades isn't really gonna do him justice for how good he was. With Damian Lillard going back to Portland, it's crazy. It's crazy how Damian Lillard's career really panned out. Everyone was telling him to leave for his whole entire career, to leave Portland, to leave the city. Forget about it. This man didn't cave for like majority of his career. And it's weird because the one time where he was like, you know what? I'm going to try to force my way out. Everyone like turned on him. A lot of people turned on him for like trying to force his way out. It's kind of weird to me. I don't understand why they really turned on him like that. But he forced his way out, was trying to go to Miami, but actually went to Milwaukee. Bro, he hasn't even played a full season with them. It's crazy. Like, he tore his Achilles, and Giannis was hurt the year before. I'm just like, it's crazy to me where, like, Damian Lillard has definitely, his fortune has been very low, I would have to say. And it's sad. It's really sad because the one time when he was going to leave, try to make something happen, got with Giannis, we couldn't really even see what that could have became. And now that he's going back to Portland after this Achilles injury, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Let's call a spade. Like, he's going to retire in Portland. Dame's retiring in Portland, without a doubt in my mind. I think he's got his career ready to end. He got the final bag. He's going home where he was comfortable in. So with Damian Lillard and him going to Portland and, him going to finish his career there, I want to talk about basically where he ranks all time. Where are we placing this guy? Where are we placing a guy? I think it's universally known that Damian Lillard is one of the best three-point shooters in NBA history. Shooters in general in NBA history, right? Yeah, like top 10. And, with that, he's a very good playmaker, passer, amazing scorer. I wonder how we are going to look at this guy's career and where are we going to rank him in our all-time list, Like, where is he at? Where are we? What tier is he in? You feel me? What tier? I'm gonna. You know what's sad about Dame? He doesn't have a lot of accolades. This is the annoying part. Like, Dame is definitely that guy. Let's look at his accolades. I'm gonna check his accolades for you. 7-time All-NBA, 7. All-Rookie of the Year in 2013. 9-time All-Star, All-Star MVP. That's it. That's it. That's all he has. That's all he has. So Dame's a guy where the accolades isn't really gonna do him justice for how good he was and how good he was as a player. I mean, we talking about a guy that was, bro, this man for like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He was hurt that year. 6 years in a row, putting up like 27, 26 plus. Amazing three-point shooting splits. You feel me? Carrying the Portland Trailblazers, man, for his whole entire time there. You know what? We got to stop doing with Dame and a lot of these guys that are like, they're not on great teams, so it's kind of hard for them to perform. So Damian Lillard, right? Him in the postseason, he definitely has had some struggles. But my thing is, can we stop doing this thing where, okay, this guy, man, he's just not a playoff shower. He's a playoff dropper. This guy, man, he don't do this and he don't do that. And in the postseason, I need y'all to understand something, dog. Like, when these players like go into playoffs, everything gets tighter. Everything gets more and more difficult. And they key in a lot more in the postseason than the regular season, right? Players' numbers drop naturally. That's a natural thing. But especially players who, like, they're the only scoring options, dog. Like they're the only threat on the court that's really like, oh yeah, I'm worried about this guy. That was Dame for his whole entire career. Honestly, his whole entire career besides the beginning with LaMarcus Aldridge. But Dame, his whole entire career, it was just him and CJ. He didn't have a great coach like that. Didn't have great sound role players like that. And then even CJ McCollum, was CJ really a guy where everyone's looking at, oh yeah, that can be a number 2 championship team. You feel me? CJ was good though. I don't want to disrespect CJ. CJ's dope. I think CJ definitely gets love from the players. I think he definitely gets love in the league, and he's respected amongst his peers without a doubt. But to me, it's kind of hard to just win with him as like your 1-2 punch. I think it's very easy for teams to take both of them apart. So a lot of these playoff struggles, especially in the West, when the defenses were, definitely better in the West, going against the Warriors, you got the Pelicans was a great defense too, and that was a series he struggled in. The Pelicans were a very good defense. I can't think of everyone off the top of my head. I mean, Houston for a good stint was a good defense too. Yeah, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, let's not see him struggling and be like, okay, he wasn't this caliber of player. You feel me? I think that's disingenuous to who he actually is. And I think that's disingenuous to the talent, to the player he was, and even what he represented to his own team and to his city. Dame is like, the best way I can put it is like, you have your LeBrons, your Kobes, your KDs, your Stephs, MJs, KGs. Like you have those guys. And then as you keep shifting down, the tiers kind of change because then you get to Steve Nash, you get to Chris Paul, you get to Jason Kidd. Then now you're flirting with like Tracy McGrady, right? In my mind, I would say Dame. I think T-Mac's a good example. I think T-Mac is I think he's around where T-Mac's at. I would say maybe T-Mac would probably be better. Like I will pick T-Mac over Damian Lillard. But Damian Lillard to me is maybe right under him, or the tier right under him. That's where Dame falls for me. He's in that Tracy McGrady tier. And I'm sorry, like Paul Pierce, yeah, he's definitely better than Pierce.